there was a study in Slovakia, or from Globsec for Slovakia, that said that 50% of Slovak men think that democracy is a threat. This is not just Slovakia. If we look over to the Czech Republic, there's a new incoming political star called Filip Turek, and I'm sorry if I said that wrong. He's a former race car driver. He's misogynistic. He collects luxury cars and, also Nazi memorabilia. And this outlet called V Square looked at, like, he's been photographed doing a Nazi salute. They looked at who his supporters were on TikTok, thinking like, is it all these really politically involved radicals? And indeed, the answer was like young men. Unless we think this is just the former Czechoslovakia, in the U.S., when you look at who is supporting Donald Trump, I don't mean to let women off the hook here of like the rise of far right or even far left policies. Obviously, we spoke of a rising German star who is a woman, and obviously there are women in the United States who are going to vote for Trump. But let us not delude ourselves; it is mostly men. And I guess if you could speak a bit about, I don't know, just your thoughts on that in Germany. Obviously, we're still like unpacking electoral data from the past week. But if the sort of same, I don't know, if the same kind of politics of male grievance is discussed in Germany as well.
That's interesting. I haven't heard that as much in Germany, although that certainly might be an issue, and it's probably something to watch closely over the coming year. What I have heard are these sort of intergenerational grievances where you have older people in East Germany who remember what it was like to live behind the Iron Curtain, who have a different view of what democracy means, who have a different identity, who feel like they haven't been integrated with the West, who feel like they've been left behind. Those are the people that are more susceptible to this far-right rhetoric in Germany's East. And that, I think, is something that the country is going to have to face head on at some point, especially when you look at the rise of the AfD over the last 10 years. In Thuringia, for example, they were at 33% this year. 2019, they were at 23%. In 2014, they were at 10%. In Saxony, there's a similar story. They're at 30% this year. In 2019, they're at 27%. And in 2014, they're down at 9%. So the AfD has been on the rise for 10 years. This is not a story of just a few weeks or a few months. It is a story of a decade. And that decade started long before. And so that, I think, is going to be something that Germans are going to have to contend with, is an aging population, a slowing economy, and how this ends up manifesting itself in the way people vote, and how it ends up manifesting itself in the way that extremist political parties, be they far right or far left, end up trying to sort of speak to people's identity as a way to make them feel heard and listened to.